That's it.
So there's the card I was talking about, engulfing, to go ahead and accelerate the soul. So I think that's a pretty good turn one start right there, because I mean it's gonna get blocked out, but if it does hit, if Alex has a really good hand and he really wants to keep his hand, it is going to accelerate him a whole turn of charging. But he did get rid of a beacon, which is one of your more powerful cards, so
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. But I do think I think it's the correct play because this game's not going to last a second cycle.
yeah, no.
Knowing that he's probably got 2 more beacons and having that Celestial Cataclysm, which he's probably not running 3 of, and having it as a target for beacon is probably more important.
Yeah, for sure.
But I feel like Alex has to block this engulfing to make sure that it doesn't go to the soul, and I don't think you're necessarily worried about a Courageous Steel hand because then he just wouldn't have an arsenal, which is okay too.
And even if he does, it looks like Alex, he's gonna fully block this, and if he did have courageous, like, go ahead and play it out turn one,
Exactly.
Don't get your
Yeah,
arsenal.
exactly. All right, so pretty
And
standard stuff on the first. He blocked with a blue Autumn's Touch, so we do have an Earth variety, whether it be hybrid or straight Earth.
yep. And Alex is just thinking here, probably. Let's see what he's doing. Yeah, making a rune chant. So this might be a setup turn.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's anytime that you do that first as a Briar player, it usually is indicative of a lesser turn.
Yeah.
For sure.
And especially with that turn one block Ravenous, yeah, it looks like this is going to be a pure setup turn. He's just trying to filter that blue out of his hand, get little damage what he can through, and Arsenal card, hopefully draw into something better next turn, which I think that's what the Bolton player wants. As many off turns as Briar can have.
Right. That's probably like the worst turn that Briar could have asked for, probably. Uh, Not sure why he blocked with the Rabble, because right under the Autumn's Touch is a Ravenous Rabble yellow, which he
Yeah.
could have kept, and maybe the other 2 cards were just that much better. I'm not sure, but
So we see him pitching the second beacon, which is important to play Take Flight and charging a card. So he is going to be able to. This has go again. Raiden is going to have go again, and then possibly his Arsenal card is going to play out, which could be. I'm thinking of one of like Battlefield Blitz or the Valiant Thrust. That's the one, which could
right.
hit for 7 at the end. Oh, and he's going Lumina. All right, pretty powerful here. Not double, but we'll be able to activate bracers on this with the one floating resource, if anything.
Right, so it'd be 4 and then 5 on the next one.
Mm-hmm. Alex gonna go ahead and block this with Fate Foreseen, which is pretty smart because Lumina, it's going to be accelerating more soul for Bolton to play around with on later turns, and it's going to be gaining him life, which are 2 things you don't want.
Right, absolutely.
Don't think he could pitch the Celestial. Oh, turn 1? I guess, did he pitch? He must have pitched for something. I don't know. I don't think he could have pitched either, but that's interesting.
Pitched for what?
I guess they're saying that turn 1, the Bolton player pitched the Celestial for something, but I didn't even catch it.
Oh yeah, engulfing's free, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think about that. All right, so we have a plunder run from Arsenal Red, which is obviously ideal. I guess that's
Yep.
why he blocked with Autumn's Touch and the
Hopefully he
Rabble.
has 2 attack actions with go again here. And maybe he's able to get another card. Okay, he's gonna pitch. And we're going Autumn's Touch.
So we got 8.
8 coming at him. Threatening the on-draw hit, which if it hits, that's good, because then he can get another card in Arsenal and set up again. And you're a pretty versed Briar player yourself. Wouldn't you say that the most important part of the deck is actually setting up the next turn rather than just spitting 4 card hand cycles every turn? That's what I noticed.
Absolutely, absolutely. Looking at this from like a standard play, you know, you're thinking, okay, it's coming in for 8, but with no go again and snaps obviously doesn't apply to Autumn's Touch. But, you know, drawing that card, it's not about using it. It's about there's rarely a card in this deck that is bad in Arsenal. So you're just giving them that free Arsenal, and it's not
Exactly.
just a dead card.
And 8 so demanding for Raiden Bolton. He's taking it here. Because they have to keep every single card in their hand. Like, if they have a less than 3 card hand, they're not doing much. Because of that, the charge mechanic, it's very it's like taxing. Very taxing
Absolutely.
to any charge card.
And over this matchup, I think the most important thing to be keeping track of is the embodiments, you know, because the embodiments um, increase the defense of the non-attack actions, which doesn't turn on the boost from Bolton. So I think that's going to be the
Yep.
important thing.
And he's going here, Plunder Run Yellow from Arsenal, very powerful, into a V, double charging it, coming in for a ton of damage here. So that'd be 6, 7, 8. And then if he blocks, it's going to get boosted even more, which, like, that's pretty much... I don't know, does Alex take this? It depends on what his hand is, or...
It depends. Sometimes these hands can lead to like a bunch of blue earth non-attack actions that
Yeah.
strictly don't do a whole lot and are meant for channel mount heroic. So if he does get a couple of those, I'm sure he has no issue throwing those in front.
Yeah,
Um,
especially if it's a Force of Nature or something like that, which is like a
exactly.
pseudo defense
Exactly.
reaction. Blocking for 4. So this will require either 2 cards or card in like all of his equipment. I think it's just going to be 2 cards here. If he wants to block it all. Which, I mean, if he did put a red plunder run in Arsenal off that draw, got lucky, and then as a stacked hand with channel mount, then he might just want to keep it.
Right.
There's a Raiden coming after this, at minimum.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the thing, that's the power of V, is everything's going to be boosted here, especially if he lets him draw a card. He could even go into another card. Since he's already charged this turn, it will still get the effect, and it will already be boosted, so he's able to give everything go again this turn.
He's gonna take what, 6 here?
Yep. Taking some damage. And then we are going to see him going with Raiden for 5.
How much did he attack for with the V for the Vanguard?
It should have been 7. 2 from
Okay, 7. Okay.
2 from the plunder run, and then 5.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah.
So it looks like he blocked 3, took 4.
And then we have Raiden that also gets boost from via the Vanguard.
Yep. So that's
should be coming in
attacking for
5.
5.
Yeah, since he drew a card, he can have a really good.
Oh
vendor here.
man, that was the best thing he could have had. So that's attacking for 7, 8, 9. Wow.
Yeah, this was a really good turn from Bolton.
Exactly. So that card, if for the viewers, if you don't know, for every card it costs 4, but for every card he charges, it costs 2 less. So since he charged 2 cards this turn, it comes out for 7 for 0. It's free. Now, unless Alex blocks, he can't give it go again. Oh wait, no, actually the Via the Vanguard gives it go, so he can't give it go again. So if that last card he drew into off Plunder Run is another attack action that costs 0, he's able to do that. And since he's already charged all the charge cards, just had to charge this turn, you don't actually have to charge with them. So he could get another on-hit effect and keep going. And Alex looks like he's throwing a piece of equipment, sink below, just trying to minimize some of this damage here. Trying to get another card in his hand. That's making me think that Alex, man, he just hasn't had a lot of good hands because he opened up with 2 defense reactions. To be honest with you, Alex probably sided incorrectly here, expecting a potentially he could have sided incorrectly because he was expecting like a combo deck, and then little did he know it's going to be a race deck, so he might have made his deck a little bit more inconsistent with defense reactions and such that he wouldn't play.
That's actually the interesting part, because I don't think you would run defense reactions in either one, because you know, either one is technically a race. If he's playing
Yeah.
Silver Bolton, you're trying to beat him to the combo.
But we have seen a Fate and a Sink Below here,
Right.
so he's drawing into those, which are hurting the aggro plan a little. But he
Okay,
does
so
get
we
off
do
the
have the
channel
channel.
mount, and he's going to be able to make a lightning token from that. And let's see what he can do. And Scar for 7, and then Rosetta Thorn.
Yep.
Swing after this. That's not a terrible turn at all.
It's
And
not.
keeping that channel mount up with a 4-card hand, hopefully he'll be able to just take all the damage next turn. It won't be too threatening, and then he can come out with just a really powerful turn. Let's see if Bolton opts to block here, or if he's just committed to the race game too.
I guess looking back on the last turn when he blocked with the CNC, which effectively only blocked for 2 because it was an attack action that boosted the Vanguard by 1 because of Bolton's effect. Maybe he should have held on to that and put it in Arsenal.
Yeah, it
Definitely wouldn't have been bad.
Yeah, that would have been very nice. I think he was just probably thinking, like, I can't play this next turn, so I
Right.
might as well try to minimize some of this damage here. Then he's going to go in Rosetta 2 and 2. Bolton player getting that skull cap usage out.
Alright, so we do have Bolton with a full hand and Arsenal, which is obviously not ideal. And we're getting to that life point threshold where
Nope.
you
Where
start
it actually
forcing
starts to
cards out of
matter.
hand.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is what I like to call in our play group, you know, we call this putting them on better habit. He's going to charge a card here. He's coming in for 4. But if Alex doesn't block and he has no way to boost this, and this is one of the things that Raiden Bolter suffers from, if he has no way to boost this himself with an attack reaction, it could end his whole turn right here. Which would be great for Alex if
he can Snapdragon here.
Yeah, he
can.
always snaps that if
He can always snap, but making this
But
play. So he Snapdragons.
Mm-hmm. Raiden. But that's a good thing for Alex because he's getting the snap out of the game right now.
Yeah, and since he charged, Raiden gets the boost, so he will still be able to give it go again.
And the Valiant. So Valiant's coming in for 7.
Another strong turn from the Bolton player.
Boofy's actually not playing right now. Right now it's Alex and just responding to a chat question. It's Alex, one of the founders of the Card Guys, Alex Sneed, and then Adam from Team Foundry. You'll get video of Spoofy playing soon. And he hit him with a Valiant Thrust after that.
Yeah, it looks like Alex
So-
is just gonna throw his grasp in front of that, right?
Yep. Which I think is a smart thing. If you have channel mount out, if your hand's decent, just if he has 3 attack actions or 2 attack actions that he can get off, I say take all you want and throw some big damage right back at him.
I mean, I've seen Briar do some crazy damage with mount out, so.
Oh yeah. Shout out Nathan.
That's it. And hopefully, with him not blocking with a single card on a decent turn from Bolton, that means that there's not a single card that he's not going to utilize next turn. Because even if he had a card that said, "Hey, I'll arsenal it" or whatever, he'd probably still block with it.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yep.
he's gonna beacon
So
for plus
Bolton
1.
is beaconing here. Yep, +1, and he's gonna search a card, which here Plunder Run, which I think that's a great target to set up. But for Alex, this is a good spot because all the beacons are gone. He's played. This is his second Plunder Run. He's used Snapdragon. Oh. Communication there happened.
Yep, he's got to
So
shuffle
raise
after
your
the
up.
search. So yeah.
Yep. And the other good thing is Bolton has no soul to spare anymore.
Yep, he is out of soul.
Fold with this.
He does, however, still has his bracers to block 2 with, which is good on him.
It's gonna be interesting because the power of Plunder Run in this deck and Raiden Bolton is it turns on go again. So we're gonna see maybe if Bolton has a super powerful turn and Alex doesn't, he might just take all this damage if Alex can't push like lethal here.
He's have to have something really strong.
Yeah,
Keeping a 4-card hand.
he already has the Plunder Run, which that's that's already a great start.
I mean, obviously, the dream here is just 4 attacks that have natural go again, like Rabble or Ball Lightning or
Scar.
Entwine Lightning
Scar
with
for
the
Scar.
fuse. Right.
Yeah. That would be awesome. And I don't think he's drawn into much attack actions this game, actually. Just a lot of blues, 1 Scar, the 1 Rabble. I'm not going to check their graveyard because they're in the middle of a match, but it doesn't seem like he's 1 Command and Conquer. So this might actually be a all attack action hand.
Good start.
Starting off, yep, Scar for 7, great start. Maybe if Alex is lucky here, he'll be able to push that 20 damage and at least get equipment block or something and put him down to a bad position. Too bad he didn't have another channel mount.
That's the dream. Actually, it's probably if he has all attacks that have go again, it's probably actually better just to play out the
yeah.
attack.
It's definitely just better, yeah.
I mean, even if he just has 2 more and then he has an arsenal card, that's also very good.
And see, this is the tough spot for Bolton, right? Because he's obviously got to manage, he wants the full hand. But if he just takes these 3 attack, I'm assuming that he's probably going to have at least 3 attacks. If he takes every single one of them, that's 3 embodiments. And then no matter what Bolton throws at him the next turn, he just covers it up with 1 card. And then does a little bit of damage to cover it up. So
What would be a really good turn for Alex is if he pitches a blue for a CNC, Snapdragon into a Rosetta Thorn.
He can't Snapdragon CNC.
Oh, I guess I like
Alright.
just another attack, I guess.
yeah,
But
so
he is
into-
blocking 3 with a Take Flight here, which is good because that's a card you don't want Bolton to have. Then he's going in with a Ball Lightning for red, so that's coming in for 6.
I think that's actually best case scenario. The fact that he would block with 1 card, a good card, and still take the damage to give the embodiment. It shows weakness in Bolton's hand.
Yep.
And I think this is looking really, really favorable for Alex right now.
Exactly. By the way, we have 26 people in here right now. That is
Nice.
awesome. Just
Nice.
want to say hello to everyone again. If you guys are enjoying the match, just leave a comment. Just say hey to us.
Yeah, Bolton could have seemed a lot stronger if he would have blocked with the equipment and the take flight to cover it up and stop the embodiment, which probably would have been the better play. I didn't see the point of just throwing one card out in front of it and just giving the embodiment anyway.
Yep.
And this is a big part of Flesh and Blood that I've been talking to people is like when they're getting to the game. If you're not blocking it out and there's like a on-hit effect like an embodiment or a draw card or a combo trigger happening, then just don't block it all and save it for something that you're going to be able to stuff fully where they won't get the effect.
As he's coming in for another 7 here. No go again, but Bolton has to defend this. He can't just take it. He can Snapdragons into the I guess he can't deal the 2, but
and he is going to double pitch Soul Shield here, which is what you want to see.
Okay, so if he Snapdragons this into another attack, that might just be game because Bolton wouldn't have a hand, and then he gets to go at him with a full hand. So
yeah, I mean,
can we get another 0-cost attack?
Yeah, hopefully we can Snapdragon here and go into
Stan B
it.
said, I think it's better Bolton to just block out and get rid of the Mount Heroic. He's trying to do that, but his hand unfortunately just didn't give him a yellow, so he wasn't able to utilize that Soul Shield the right way.
Right. Okay, so he did decide on just arsenaling, which is okay in this situation because the hand's already gone, so that might actually be the better play.
Yeah.
The hand's already gone, and he's setting up a 5-card hand for next turn with Bolton with no cards.
That's as good a spot as you want to be in, and I think that's really the power of Briar. That just went from Bolton having the advantage with a 5-card hand and Alex having no arsenal with just 4 cards being able to swing the game at an even standpoint and I would say into his favor with Bolton just having the pass here.
Knowing Bolton doesn't have like another Soul Shield in arsenal is reassuring as well. While Alex still has his Snapdragon Scalers.
Exactly, and that's why I was saying that the Bolton had to use his resources early in the game, but now and Alex is gonna start here with the Ravens.
Hopefully he doesn't hit the blue, but we'll see. He did not.
It's the red. That is coming in for a nice 4. Yep.
Ooh.
So he's just dipping down to turn on the skull cap, probably.
Yep.
More than likely. Although when we get farther down in the life totals, the arcane damage, the skull cap is obviously on to stop the Rosetta damage, but it's really bad in Bolton because he doesn't run a lot of blues, so it could turn into a 2-card prevention.
Josh saying, no rating for 0, shame. Oh, and this is great because he's going to be able to E-Strike, draw a card, Snapdragon, and then keep on going. So Bolton did get a sink below here, which is good for him. Keeps him in the game. Stan B, well, thank you for already subscribing, then. We appreciate you.
Alright, so Alex has access to 3 cards. Obviously, an attack with Go again into a Rosetta is ideal, but...
I mean, if you wanted to right now, if he had, a powerful attack, non-attack action, and no, he has the, Lightning Surge. Alright, no Go again. But that makes me think, does he have double Lightning Press here? Because he did not play the card in Arsenal. Didn't play the card out of hand, so it's either an attack that doesn't have Go again also.
Knowing Alex, it might just be some more defense reaction.
Yeah, it might be a defense reaction.
And it couldn't be double Lightning Press, or he would have used it on the E-Strike and closed out the game.
Yep. He's not gonna give him the old horse pool special.
Yeah.
The old horse pool special. Jeez.
Well, I mean, with Bolton here, I definitely see a bracers coming out and then just going down to 3. Unless there's just a dead card, but knowing Bolton and only having access to 4 cards is probably not likely. So
I think Bolton's just trying to stay alive here and just
Yeah.
hoping he can have some kind of a turn.
Yeah, if Alex
Because
isn't forced to use the tunic as a block, he'll have 3 counters.
Bolton put him on better have it. He said, you better have that lightning press or because I'm not respecting it right now. And it paid out for him. He did not have it, and now he's going to come at him with that Plunder Run Yellow and a 4-card hand. Bolton Courage. Oh, that's... Can't ignore that.
I think Alex is in a good spot because he held
Oh,
2 cards or 1 card
Sure.
in hand and 1 arsenal, so one of them has to be a defense reaction. So I think he's in a fairly good spot, assuming that he doesn't block with the defense reaction first and holds it for the Courageous Steel Hand.
Exactly.
And he has 2 embodiments, so if he drew a non-attack
He might just have double defense reaction here, and he's just playing it out. Seeing what that top card is.
Yeah, this is definitely the right play if he has 2, but if he has 1 defense reaction, I think this is really risky.
Bolton does have the 1 soul to give.
Oh.
So,
See, the thing here was, I guess Alex didn't have a non-attack in hand also, because if he had the non-attack and the defense reaction...
But even then, I mean, he did need Tunic to win, and he had Grasp, so even a 2-block attack and both armor pieces and then hold the reaction would have got there.
Yeah. This is letting Bolton be scary now, and maybe forcing Alex into the blocking game.
Right, because now you just die to a Courageous Steel Hand, is the problem.
Well, he put him on better habit on that Raiden, and he did not.
Right.
But he is going in with another Bolt of Courage here. Is that a blue here? Let me just...
Yeah, so we'll just have a Grasp block and then Arsenal pass.
Oh, and he slow
Or that. Yep.
he had it.
Oh.
Does that buff anything, or does that only buff attack action?
Oh wait, let me read.
It buffs anything, so he could have just done it on Raiden.
Yeah, he didn't do it on the Raiden.
Yeah, no, he did not.
See, Vigor Rush was a dead card right there, so he could have blocked with Vigor Rush, which he had 2 of. Yeah, and then the Tunic and the Grasp on the first one, and then held the Fate, and then when the Courage came out, Fate, and then you would have had
just stuff that whole turn up.
Right.
Well, good game either way. I think the Bolton player played it very smart. I think Alex had a couple bad hands there at the beginning, but hey, definitely good game. I'm surprised that Raiden Bolton can did this game. You know, I'm happy to see that more than just the combo